I should tell you about it. Maybe you know it already. The rise of the number of suicides, the homicides, the murders. The crazy people. Then those shambling things that came afterwards. I was there when we discovered the spores that started this whole mess. In the 1980s, an independent group of scientists, myself included, embarked on an expedition to Africa to search for a notorious maddening substance only known to locals as wansine. Apparently, the substance was spread through a beautiful bloom flower, which was found around the area. When inhaled, the wansine spores cause madness and dementia in the natives. The effects vary, though most of the time they turn mad and seek a desire to murder others. I saw them stab themselves with sticks and knives and such, bashing foreheads as they went. They inflicted wounds into themselves. Some injuries were enough to kill them naturally, but they still kept on moving. We studied a victim in a lab west of Kijuju, sealing him in a plate glass sealed room with one-way mirrors. We left him adequate food and water and sealed him inside. From what we learned of the necrosis that was happening to his skin, first, the skin pales. In this case, the native turned his otherwise dark skin into a dry, cracked gray. Blotches started to form and then sores. Through weeks of isolation, we saw the skin turn into a gray, cracked husk with greenish sore, blabbering on the skin. Days later, the man self-terminated. As we were beginning to prepare for burial, we noticed that the corpse was twitching rapidly. It was too strange to be called a necrotic twitch. It was as if the corpse still wanted to move. After a rapid succession of twitching, the corpse simply hung limp. We attempted another experiment. Apparently, that led me to my second discovery. The spores induce mutations in the body if tissue damage was severe. Apparently, the spores induced cellular reproduction within the bloodstream, creating cell after cell after cell. We knew something was wrong. A heavily wounded man exhibiting the symptoms of the bloom spores started to grow an inhuman amount of muscle and tissue around the injured parts of his body. We sedated him and placed him in an isolated room for study. The results were astounding. The wansine spores regenerated parts of the wounded man's body with a red mass that gave a red pigmentation on the person's skin. The infected showed signs of intense wendigo psychosis and insatiable desire to feed on human flesh. As the days passed by, I started to get weary and tired. I was also frightened. The other scientists were getting weary too. When the screaming started, we were on our knees. The man screamed his ears out. The screaming went on for days until we woke up. Heard nothing. And saw a bullet hole in his chest. The reddish man lay there. I asked Peters, our hunter, if he had done the euthanasia. No, he said. Angel grabbed my gun while I was sleeping. We saw Angel, the researcher, curled to a fetal position in a corner of the lab, gun in hand. She was sobbing and whispering. We examined her for cuts and bruises. We saw a bite mark embedded in her arm. He bit me, I can't believe he bit me, she whispered. I wanted to take a blood sample from him and he bit me, so I shot him. I shot him through the chest. That sick bastard, sick bastard. We had taken every precaution not to get infected with the wansine agent, to the point of sterilization. Angel was obviously harboring the stage 1 symptoms of the wansine complex. As we came closer to restrain her, she knew our intent and simply shot herself in the chest. Not in the forehead, where the brain will forever slumber, but the chest. And after that incident, we decided to get the hell out of there. We gave them proper burials and left Africa. Due to my colleague's Native American ancestry, we decided to name the condition the Wendigo Complex. But the thing was, the case was far, far from over. There was a final symptom discovered, and out of the 4, this was the worst. The necrotic twitching I spoke of before. It gets worse. A once-seen, afflicted man was witnessed killing himself. As the coroner prepared his tools for the autopsy, he found the man shambling towards the door, ribcage exposed. The man, gray-skinned and pupilless, let out a long moan before falling to the floor, viscera spread all around. We were frightened with the news of the reanimated corpse. Frightened beyond comparison, to say the least, but I suppose it was already too late for us. Spreading the agent would only have one way, through inhalation of spores, but with the outbreaks of Ebola near bloom-infested areas, the spores assimilated to the characteristics of the virus, turning it into a deadly, agile weapon. The agent can now be spread through the blood. As such, the occurrence of the infected were spreading, but the virus didn't spread enough to gain people's attention until 2 months later. Bizarre murders occurred around the region. People were apparently eaten. Sightings prevailed of groups of people eating other groups of people. It was mad, insane. To the few who knew about the Wendigo complex, this was a depressing thought. Through the months until the revelation of the mass Wendigo outbreak, I've lost almost all my colleagues. They died by their own hands, guilty of the monsters that they have become. The first sightings of the now named Wendigo men were in a small Floridian island, Casey Key. But by the time the virus was already spreading across the Americas, Europe, Asia, Africa, through birds and the like, innocent people around the world became insane. The Wendigo men didn't stay for long, but their slow, shambling relatives took their place. We, the remaining scientists who first discovered the Wendigo virus, hesitated to call them what they really were. The living dead. Just like in the movies. The virus was smart. The whole purpose of the symptoms was to turn the person into those freaks, and apparently the virus not only caused necrosis, but caused already dead tissue to reanimate. The bloom-Weinstein spores were acting as some kind of reanimating agent. It was terrifying to think that almost everyone in the world was shambling stupidly, craving for the flesh of the living, but the virus was airborne, and the majority of the population had turned into the Wendigo men. I don't know why I survived. The surviving group of scientists I included were escorted by the company of the President of the United States towards an underground bunker in disguise of a farming ranch. We huddled up there, waiting for a miracle. I still remember the courageous, ambitious look on the president's face a decade ago. He was unfazed from all the horrors that happened around him. The soldiers looked up to him as a true leader of the Band of America. Americans that were. He's dead now. Every year his strength waned. The moans of the living dead echoed through every night, and we spent under that concrete bunker. One half-baked soldier grudgingly placed a microphone towards a horde of the undead. The moans echoed through the military bunker. Every year there seemed to be that one person that flipped out, and our numbers were steadily decreased. Gradually, the beasts got in. The president, tired and weary, embraced the freaks with open arms. I killed him myself. He got a chunk of flesh while I killed him, though. Shit. Just coughed. The necrovirus just spread through my lungs, I suppose. I wonder why I'm not going crazy. Just remember, when one gets infected, he is not the same person as before. The person's dead. That this is just his body. Shoot him in the head. Be careful of the water too. Drink bottled shit. The virus was waterborne in some parts of America. What else? Necrosis. The necrovirus usually causes necrosis. I said this before. Just watch out for patches of skin that seem odd. Dry skin, itchy skin. If you hear this. I can't tell you how common those words were, but I don't know. I'm afraid to say the other lines. I can't speak of them. It's too horrible. I can't. I just can't. What I'm going to become is 10 times worse than anything ever imagined in this world, and I could feel it eating away at my body now. I'm dying. I can't whimper. All my strength is gone to locking myself up. It's all for you. I stocked the closet at the back with supplies, a week's worth of food, my remaining boxes of shotgun shells, pistol clips, ammo, and 10 days worth of gas. Drive as far as Mexico, whoever you are, because they're going to spread and then go to the Antarctica. And then go to Antarctica. As for me, I don't know. Still, I'm dead. I'm deader than dead. Oh, pistol, you were always there for me. Its muzzle was caked with blood. I tried to shoot myself in the head just a few hours ago, but I decided not to. I shot one of those things in the face first. When I pushed the muzzle against my temple, it was still hot. That it branded the side of my forehead with a penny-shaped hole. I winced a bit from the pain, though I thought of you, and I guessed my pain didn't really matter anymore. What mattered was the pain I was going to cause to you. I don't know how you... There goes my uvula. Look at that thing, just throbbing its last. It doesn't even hurt a bit, even though the blood just wells inside of my mouth. I need a little water or something to wash that off. It's so itchy. Damn it. Right arm's all dry and patchy in parts. And I have to scratch it. Itchy. Itchy gone. There. I mean, the itch is gone. Yeah, I'll just sit here and wait for it to get me. I can't pull the trigger. I want to die, but I can't. People upstairs. Not dead. I see. Scratch, itchy gone, but people upstairs.